And I'd like to welcome you all to our brand new advanced training for today, where I'll be covering some apps for Thanksgiving, but we'll also be having some Thanksgiving fun. And I really look forward to the session today. The WildTech DC Senior iPad program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual health, well-being, information design for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information, any apps or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. Thank you so much for letting me read the disclaimer. If you cannot see me, hear me, or see the screen, please let us know in the chat. We really appreciate that. And let's make sure to keep our TVs and cell phones silenced to give others and ourselves the most immersive experience. And as always, make sure you take notes and or screenshots so that way you could review the information for later, okay? To keep our meetings organized, as we always do, I just ask if you have a question, comment, concern, either during and or at the end of the session, I just ask that you raise your hand. You can raise your hand, which I want everyone in Zoom to do by hitting more at the top right if your toolbar's at the top right, and then you can hit raise hand. If your toolbar is at the bottom of the screen, you can tap on reactions and then tap on raise hand. So either way, again, I want everyone in Zoom to please raise their hand. If you're here, present, ready to learn, excited for our sessions today. If you enjoyed our session yesterday with Chenalyn, that was quite interesting. If we're gonna have a great Thanksgiving, if we're wishing everyone a wonderful Thanksgiving, again, our classes won't return until next Tuesday at 1:30. Our help desk will reopen Monday at 11. So yes, I hope you all again enjoy your Thanksgiving break. So thank you for those hands. I really appreciate it. Your efforts are not unnoticed, and you all can hit lower at the bottom. That's how you lower your hand. So don't forget to lower your hand and mute yourself after we address your question, comment, etc., just so we can hear everyone. All right. So thank you. Again, let's not forget to hit lower at the bottom to lower our hand. And I really appreciate that. Okay. If you want to communicate non-verbally, the chat is a great way to share a greeting, ask a question, send a photo, send your congrats, encouragement, anything like that. Or you could just say hi, hello, how are you, happy, whatever day it is, anything you like to share, right? So you can access the chat again by hitting more at the top right, and then you can tap on raise hand, or sorry, not raise hand, you can hit on chat to access the chat. And then at the bottom, if your toolbar is there, you can simply just tap on chat, and then you'll have the chat window open on either the middle or the right-hand side. Again, just depending on if your toolbar is the top or the bottom, okay? So more than chat, or at the bottom, you can simply just tap on chat and you'll have access to the meeting chat window. You tap where it says tap here to chat, and then you can type in your message. So I'm gonna write, hello, today is National Jukebox Day, so I'm gonna look for some music emojis. There you go, there's some music emojis for you all. And there you go, you send it using the blue button on the right-hand side, okay? So once you type in your message, again, it can be a simple hi or hello, something like that. You can hit the blue button here on the right-hand side. And look, it says me to everyone. On your end, it should say Alex Bell or Alexander Bell to everyone, okay? So you can send text. You can even send a photo by hitting the plus sign next to tap here to chat. And then I can hit photo and add any photo from my Photos app. So this was the flyer for yesterday's session with Chenalyn. So yeah, and sometimes things like that happen. Look, I see this little, never seen it before, but this yellow mark next to it. So it says message could not be sent. Let me hit retry. And there you go. Again, sometimes things may not work fully that you expected. I expected just for it to send, but I saw that little marker next to the image. So make sure you check out any changes that you see on your screen when you're using your iPad, okay? But yes, that's how you send an image. You can save an image that someone shared by holding it with your finger. And then I can hit save image and save that image to my Photos app. You can also hold anyone's message and hit reply and reply to that message. So this one's a happy Wednesday. I just sent this message as a reply. You can also hold anyone's message and send a reaction. So these emojis here at the bottom of the screen right here, I can choose one of those or hit these three dots and choose any of Apple's emojis to share as a reaction. So there you go. I just sent you a cool glasses face emoji, Mr. Leon, because I liked your message. And there you go. That's you can utilize these different things when you're in a Zoom meeting. And for today, but also as well under reactions, if you hit more at the top right, if your toolbar is there, below raise hand, you'll see some emojis that you can share as a reaction. If your toolbar is at the bottom, you can simply hit reactions and send one of them that you like. So a clap or a thumbs up or a heart, I can send that reaction. And you can see other reactions in the participants list, okay? So if you go to participants, you'll see that WowTech, which is my device that you see, sent a reaction. And they last for 15, 30 seconds or so. So again, make sure you utilize the chat, the raise hand, and the reactions throughout any Zoom session that you attend, okay? Awesome, appreciate that, you all. So without further ado, let's go into our agenda for today. So we're gonna have some Thanksgiving fun, some activities. We'll be covering 3 apps today, Photo Frames Thanksgiving app, a Thanksgiving puzzle app, and a recipes app called Yumly. So I look forward to those. And last but certainly not least, have our overview and discussion. Just share maybe something new that you learned. I also have some questions there that you could answer as well. But just how will you celebrate Thanksgiving in 2024? I hope what we talk about today can inspire you for your family gathering or Friendsgiving, everything in between. And we're gonna have a lot of fun today. So I hope to hear from as many of you as possible because everyone has something to share, okay? All right, so first up, our Thanksgiving fun. So our activities for today. So first up, we have some fun facts about Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy and learn something new.
Thanksgiving is a cherished holiday in the United States, celebrated every year on the 4th Thursday of November. It's a time for families and friends to gather, give thanks for their blessings, and create memories together. From the traditional turkey meal to the football games, Thanksgiving is steeped in tradition and holds a special place in the hearts of many Americans. It's not just a time to give thanks for the good things in life, but also a moment to reflect on the nation's past and express gratitude for all that has been accomplished. Thanksgiving is a day to come together and give thanks for everything we have, to embrace and be grateful for all the wonderful things in our lives, whether it's spending the day with family and friends or giving back to those in need. But do you know all the facts about this holiday? Today, we'll be discussing 11 fun facts about Thanksgiving. Get ready to learn some interesting and fun facts you may not have known about this popular holiday. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. So let's get started. 1. How did it start? Thanksgiving is a holiday celebrated in the United States on the 4th Thursday of November. It is a day for people to gather with family and friends to give thanks and feast. The holiday has a long history, dating back to the early 17th century when Pilgrims, a religious group, landed in the New World and established a colony in Massachusetts. Their first winter was difficult, and many died due to starvation and disease. Native Americans taught them how to survive by teaching them to cultivate crops, hunt, and fish. The following spring, they celebrated with a feast to give thanks for their survival. The Pilgrims celebrated the first Thanksgiving in 1621, expressing gratitude for the abundance of maize, barley, beans, pumpkin, and other vegetables they had harvested. This feast lasted 3 days. Nowadays, Thanksgiving is celebrated with a family gathering, prayer, and a feast featuring turkey. Though there is no evidence to suggest that there was turkey at the first Thanksgiving dinner, it has become an integral part of the holiday. In 1863, President Lincoln declared Thanksgiving an official holiday, which also marked the start of the traditional Thanksgiving parade. To this day, Thanksgiving is a day for families to come together and express gratitude for all that they have. 2. A 3-day feast. The first Thanksgiving was a 3-day event that included religious ceremonies, games, and a feast with food such as deer, fish, shellfish, fruits, vegetables, and pumpkin pie. The celebration was held by the Pilgrims, a group of English Puritans who had just arrived in America, to celebrate their first harvest in 1621. It became an annual tradition after they invited their Native American neighbors to join. 3. What's Franksgiving? President Roosevelt had a plan to help America recover from the Great Depression by moving Thanksgiving up a week. He believed that this would give Americans an extra week to shop for Christmas. However, the plan faced opposition from Republicans, while Democrats supported it. In 1940, 23 states followed Roosevelt's lead and celebrated Thanksgiving early, naming the day as Frank, while 22 states celebrated on the traditional date and 3 states celebrated twice. However, the plan had no impact on retail sales. The following year, Roosevelt signed legislation making the fourth Thursday of November as the official date for Thanksgiving. In 1942, the first official Thanksgiving holiday was celebrated by FDR, quoting the psalm saying it's good to give thanks to the Lord. Finally, Democrats and Republicans were in agreement. 4. Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving dinner does not have a set menu. The traditional dishes include turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, green beans, and pumpkin pie. But some families may prefer ham or roast beef. Other popular side dishes include sweet potatoes and yams in addition to mashed potatoes. 5. Interesting facts and statistics. On Thanksgiving, the average American consumes about 4,500 calories, which is double the daily recommended amount for adults. Additionally, Americans consume an estimated 736 million pounds of turkey on Thanksgiving Day alone, with an average bird weighing around 15 pounds. Pumpkin pies are also a popular dessert on Thanksgiving, with estimates ranging from 50 million to 36 million consumed on this day. Regardless of the exact number, it is a lot of pumpkin pies. 6. When did it become an official holiday? President Abraham Lincoln declared Thanksgiving a national holiday in 1863 during the Civil War to boost morale and bring the nation together. Many people were skeptical of the government's ability to protect their rights and maintain the Union. The holiday served as a reminder that despite the hardships, there were still things to be grateful for. It also helped to unite people and reaffirm their shared beliefs and goals. Today, Thanksgiving is primarily a secular holiday, but its original purpose of promoting unity and gratitude in difficult times remains. 7. The history of Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Macy's is experimenting with smaller stores in order to cut expenses and avoid having to close them entirely, as some of its competitors have. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, on the other hand, is unlikely to shrink anytime soon. The spectacle of viewing the parade isn't the only thing that takes your breath away. Consider some of the facts. If continuous winds exceed 23, gusts exceed 34 miles per hour, approximately 8,000 Macy's employees and artists will march the 2.5-mile route, including 12 marching bands, the casts of 4 Broadway musicals, and the Rockettes. City rules prohibit the big balloons from flying at all, which occurred only once in 1971. The cost of the parade is not made public by Macy's, but recent estimates range from $11 million to $13 million. The parade began in 1924 as a Christmas celebration with employees, jazz bands, and even animals from the Central Park Zoo, parading from 145th Street to the Macy's main store on 34th Street. In 1927, the distinctive gigantic balloons replaced real animals, and celebrities began to join in the festivities in the 1930s. It was only ever discontinued for 3 years during World War II, due to the resumption of demand for rubber and helium after the war. The parade received a significant boost when footage from it appeared in the 1947 classic holiday film Miracle on 34th Street, and national television broadcasts began in 1948. The parade route has altered several times over the years, but one constant has been Santa Claus, who has always been the major attraction. 8. How is Thanksgiving in Canada? In Canada, Thanksgiving is similar to the one in the US, but there are some big differences. For example, Canadian Thanksgiving happens on the second Monday of October, while American Thanksgiving is on the fourth Thursday of November. Also, Canadian Thanksgiving is quieter than the American one. Families usually just have dinner together at home, rather than going to a parade or having a big party. 9. Curiosities. Every year, the president excuses one turkey from being eaten. George H.W. Bush codified this custom in 1989. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade also features a popular character, Snoopy, who has appeared in the parade the most times. Thanksgiving Day is also known to be the busiest travel day of the year. Football on Thanksgiving started with a game between Yale and Princeton in 1876, and the first NFL games on Thanksgiving were played in 1920. 10. The official date. Thanksgiving has been celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November since 1971. This is because President Nixon signed legislation in 1968, making the fourth Thursday of November as the official Thanksgiving holiday. Thanksgiving is a meaningful and joyous occasion that gives us an opportunity to reflect and be grateful for our friends, family, and loved ones. There are many ways to celebrate this day, whether it's preparing a traditional Thanksgiving dinner or going out for a special meal. Let's take this Thanksgiving Day to express our gratitude and appreciate all that we have. 11. Football has been a Thanksgiving tradition for almost 150 years. For 144 years, Thanksgiving has included football. It began in 1876 with a game between Yale and Princeton. Since then, people have either watched Thanksgiving football on TV or played it in their backyards. This has become a tradition for college football's end-of-year championship. What do you think about our video? Tell us in the comments section below. That's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more videos from our channel, subscribe.
Thank you so much for watching that video. I certainly learned a lot. If you did learn a new fact after watching this video, please raise your hand in Zoom before our next activity. And if you learned something new from the video, if you enjoyed learning about some fun facts about Thanksgiving, please raise your hand in Zoom. All right, love it. Thanks so much, you all, for your participation. Hope you got to learn something new today as well. So thank you so much. You all can hit lower. Next up, we're gonna be looking at a Thanksgiving story called The Night Before Thanksgiving by Sarah Orne Jewett. She's an older woman who has served others all of her life, now finds herself in need. So I'm gonna read our story together and we'll take a couple of comments or anything you'd like to share, okay? All right. So this is The Night Before Thanksgiving by Sarah Orne Jewett. There was a sad heart in the low-storied, dark little house that stood humbly by the roadside under some tall elms. Small as her house was, old Mrs. Raw found it too large for herself alone. She only needed the kitchen and the tiny bedroom that led out of it, and there still remained the best room and a bedroom with a low garret overhead. There had been a time after she was left alone when Mrs. Raw could help those who were poorer than herself. She was strong enough not only to do a woman's work inside her house, but almost a man's work outside in her piece of garden ground. At last, sickness and age had come hand in hand, those two relentless enemies of the poor, and together they had wasted her strength and substance. She had always been looked up to by her neighbors as being independent, but now she was left lame-footed and lame-handed with the debt to carry in her bare land, and the house ill-provisioned to stand the siege of time. For a while she managed to get on, but at last it began to be whispered about that there was no use for anyone so proud. It was easier for the whole town to care for her than for a few neighbors, and Mrs. Robb had better go to the poorhouse before winter and be done with it. At this terrible suggestion, her brave heart seemed to stand still. The people whom she cared for most happened to be poor, and she could no longer go into their households to make use of herself of use. The very elms overhead seemed to say, "Oh no," as they groaned in the late autumn winds. And there was something appealing even to the strange passerby in the look of the little gray house, with Mrs. Robb pale, worried face at the window. Someone had said that anniversaries are days to make other people happy in, but sometimes when they come, they seem to be full of shadows, and the power of joy, of giving joy to others, that inalienable right which ought to lighten the saddest heart, the most indifferent sympathy, sometimes even this seems to be withdrawn. So poor old Mary Ann Robb sat at her window on the afternoon before Thanksgiving and felt herself poor and sorrowful indeed. Across the frozen road, she looked eastward over a great stretch of cold meadow land, brown and windswept and crossed by icy ditches. It seemed to her as if before this and all the troubles she had known and carried, there had always been some hope to hold. As if she never looked poverty full in the face and seen its cold and pitiless look before, she looked anxiously down the road with a horrible shrinking and dread at the thought of being asked, out of pity, to join in some Thanksgiving feast. But there was nobody coming with gifts in hand. Once she had been full of love for such days, whether at home or abroad, but something chilled her very heart now. Her nearest neighbor had been the foremost of those who wished her to go to the town farm, and he had said more than once that it was the only sensible thing. But John Mander was waiting impatiently to get her tiny farm into his own hands. He had advanced some money upon in her extremity and pretended that there was still a debt after he cleared her woodlot to pay himself back. He would plow over the graves in the field corner and felt the great elms, and waited now like a spider for his poor prey. He often reproached her for being too generous to worthless people in the past and coming to be a charge to others now. Oh, if she could only die in her own house and not suffer the pain of homelessness and dependence. It was just at sunset, and as she looked out hopelessly across the gray fields, there was suddenly a gleam of light far away on the low hills beyond. The clouds opened in the west and let the sunshine through. One lovely gleam shot swift as an arrow and brightened a far cold hillside where it fell. In the same moment, a sudden gleam of hope brightened the winter landscape of her heart. There was Johnny Harris, said Mary Ann Robb softly. He was a soldier's son, left an orphan in distress. Old John Mander scolded, but I couldn't see the poor boy in want. I kept him that year after he got hurt, spite of what anybody said, and he helped me what little he could. He said I was the only mother he'd ever had. I'm going out west, Mother Robb, said he. I shan't come back till I get rich. And then he'd look at me and laugh, so pleasant and boyish. He wasn't one that liked to write. I don't think he was doing very well when I heard there. It's most 4 years ago now. I always thought if he got sick or anything, I should have a good home for him to come to. There's poor Ezra Blake, the deaf one too. He won't have any place to welcome him. The light faded out of doors, and again Mrs. Rob Trouble stood before her. Yet it was not so dark as it had been in her sad heart. She still sat by the window, hoping now, in spite of herself, instead of fearing, and a curious feeling of nearness and expectancy made her feel not so much lighthearted as lightheaded. I feel just as if something was going to happen, she said. Poor Johnny Harris. Perhaps he's thinking of me, if he's alive. It was dark now out of doors, and there were tiny clicks against the window. It was beginning to snow, and great elms creaked in the rising wind overhead. A dead limb of one of the old trees had fallen that autumn, and poor firewood as it might be, it was Mrs. Robb's own, and she had burnt it most thankfully. There was only a small armful left, but at least she could have the luxury of a fire. She had a feeling that it was her last night at home, and with strange recklessness began to fill the stove as she used to do in better days. It'll get me good and warm, she said, still talking to herself, as lonely people do. And I'll go to bed early. It's coming on to storm. The snow clicked faster and faster against the window, and she sat alone, thinking in the dark. There's lots of folks I love, she said once. They'd be sorry I ain't got nobody to come and no supper the night after, before Thanksgiving. I'm dreadful glad they don't know. And she drew a little nearer to the fire and laid her head back drowsily in the old rocking chair. It seemed only a moment before there was a loud knocking, and somebody lifted the latch of the door. The fire shone bright through the front of the stove and made a little light in the room, but Mary Ann Raw waked up frightened and bewildered. Who's there? She called as she found her crutch and went to the door. She was only conscious of her one great fear. They come to take me to the poorhouse, she said, and burst into tears. There was a tall man, not John Mander, who seemed to fill the narrow doorway. Come, let me in, he said gaily. It's a cold night. You didn't expect me, did you, Mother Raw? Dear me, what is it? She faltered, stepping back as he came in and dropping her crutch. Be I dreaming? I was a dreaming about. Oh, there, what was I saying? Ain't true. No, I made some kind of mistake. Yes, and this was the man who kept the poorhouse, and she would go without complaint. They might have given her notice, but she must not fret. Sit down, sir, she said, turning toward him with touching patience. You'll have to give me a little time. If I had been notified, I wouldn't have kept you waiting a minute this stormy night. It was not the keeper of the poorhouse. The man by the door took one step forward and put his arm around her and kissed her. What are you talking about? Said John Harris. You ain't gonna make me feel like a stranger. I've come all the way from Dakota to spend Thanksgiving. There's all sorts of things out here in the wagon, and a man to help get 'em in. Why, don't cry so, Mother Rob. I thought you'd have a great laugh if I come and surprised you. Don't you remember I always said I should come? It was John Harris indeed. The poor soul could say nothing. She felt now as if her heart was going to break with joy. He left her in the rocking chair and came and went in his old boyish way, bringing in the store gifts and provisions. It was better than any dream. He laughed and talked and went out to send away the man to bring a wagon full of wood from John Manders, and came in himself laden with pieces of the nearest fence to keep the fire going in the meantime. They must cook the beefsteak for supper right away. They must find the pound of tea among all the other bundles. They must get good fire started in both cold bedrooms. Why, Mother Rob didn't seem to be ready for company from out west. The great cheerful fellow hurried about the tiny house, and the little old woman limped after him, forgetting everything but hospitality. Had not she a house for John to come to? Were not her old chairs and tables in their places still? And he remembered everything and kissed her as they stood before the fire, as if she were a girl. He had found plenty of hard times, but luck had come at last. He had struck luck, and this was the end of a great year. No, I couldn't seem to write letters, no use to complain of the worst, and I wanted to tell you the best when I came. He told her while she cooked the supper. No, I wasn't going to write no foolish letters, John repeated. He was afraid he should cry himself when he found out how bad things had been, and they sat down to supper together, just as they used to do when he was a homeless orphan boy, whom nobody else wanted in winter weather while he was crippled and could not work. She could not be kinder now than she was then, but she looked so poor and old. He saw her taste her cup of tea and set it down again with a trembling hand, and look at him. No, I wanted to come myself, he blustered, wiping his eyes and trying to laugh. And you're going to have everything you need to make you comfortable long as you live, Mother Rob. She looked at him again and nodded, but she did not even try to speak. There was a good, hot supper ready, and a happy guest had come. It was the night before Thanksgiving. I hope you all enjoyed the story. Any thoughts or comments on the story before our next activity? You can raise your hand and love for you to share. But it's a very touching story. So I'm sure we all can connect with it in some kind of way. So I hope you enjoyed. And thanks so much for listening. All right, I see we have three hands. We'll get those three hands. Thanks so much. Miss Carolyn, thanks so much for sharing. Hope you're well. You got to make sure you hit unmute in the middle, okay? Miss Carolyn, are you there? All right, yes. Just let me know if you unmute, okay? Mr. Leon, thanks so much for joining. Any comments on the story?
Well, I was almost in anticipation when it was going through the hard times. We kind of went through a couple things, thinking about how people help people, and then once they become no use, then she kind of forgot, kind of became forgotten about. She thought about people that she had helped, and kind of wondered why they hadn't helped her. But I was loved that it got to a happy ending, that someone that she had helped remembered her kindness and came back and helped her, made her final days better. It was a good story.
Thank you so much for sharing, Mr. Leon. Really appreciate it. And Mr. Raymond, thanks so much for joining. Any comments on the story? Got to make sure you hit unmute in the middle, okay?
Oh, okay. I didn't realize I had to hit it in the middle. Okay, so first of all, thanks for reading that, Alex. It brought back memories for me because I went through a similar situation with when I had they prepped me for radiation for my prostate cancer. My body deteriorated, and I wasn't able to do a lot of things that I was able to do before, and I'm still recovering from that. So that was that story kind of hit close to home.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for sharing that.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing. Glad you came on today and you're still here. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. I see some other chats for the story. It was a great story, heartfelt. Thank you. It sure was. Again, I'm sure a lot of us can connect with some parts of the story ourselves. So just know, your kindness is noticed. And, I never expect anything in return, but if it happens, then I'll be happy as Mother Rock. Thank you so much for listening, you all. I also enjoyed the story very much. So thank you. That was so fun. All right, so our last activity before our apps for today is some Pictionary. Have not played that together on our calls before, so I really look forward to this. So Pictionary, if you haven't heard, basically I'm the drawer, okay? So I will draw a word from a word bank. I have a list of hints, Thanksgiving words right here. So I will attempt to draw them. You'll see I'll use a feature in Zoom. So just make sure you all check it out, okay? And basically you all have a minute. So on my other device, I have a minute timer. You all have a minute to try to guess the word that I'm drawing, okay? I cannot speak or write letters or numbers. So we'll do a couple of phrases for today. But again, I hope you have fun. You all are able to unmute yourself and be able to try to guess the word. Okay, so I have a list of words here. So let's try something new. Okay, you all. So when you're in the Zoom app, when you hit more, if your toolbar's at the top, if your toolbar's at the bottom, you'll just see the option. It's actually called whiteboards. Okay, so again, I hope you all can see it. Opening a whiteboard will stop the screen share yet. So I'm going to hit continue. And I'm going to open a new whiteboard. Okay. So yes, if you all host your own meetings, you're also able to do this as well and do a whiteboard. So basically I have my drawing tools right here on the left-hand side and I can use those to draw a phrase. So again, you all have 1 minute. I have my 1 minute timer right here to guess the word. So let's see. First one that I see, again, this is just a test, but let's see if we can get it. All right. Here is the first word. Okay. So again, you can unmute and share your response. And let's see if we can get all the words for today. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Again, I can't speak, but I'm gonna speak while I while I draw, not say anything about it. But this is a lot of fun. Okay. So again, you all have 1 minute. Try to guess what this is. You can change. I can change the color. What do you?
Top.
You can change the color. You can change the thickness.
Pan, pot.
A vase,
A cup.
a can of peas.
So one hint, just look at the color. What do you all think it is?
Look like a pot to me. Still look like a pot.
Yeah.
Trash can.
Again, we're just having fun and testing things out. Oh, wow. Okay.
Stove.
Let me give you all one hint. So we talked about this yesterday with Channel 8. It's a can of what?
Oh,
Pumpkin pie.
Cranberry.
pumpkin pie mix.
Yeah, someone said cranberries. Yes,
Cranberry.
it's a
Yeah.
cranberry. It's a can of cranberry sauce.
Okay.
That's okay, but isn't that fun?
Well,
You
I
all
said it
can,
was
you
a
all
can.
can
I
see
said
it.
it was a
You all can
can.
see it.
Well,
And we can play Pictionary
I-
together. Isn't that fun, right?
I
Yeah.
said it was a can, but I couldn't tell what was in it.
Yeah, that's why it's Pictionary. So let's do another one. So again, you all have 1 minute for the next one. All right, let's see. What is the next one? Okay, let's do this one. You have a minute. Again, notice the color of what I'm drawing it in.
That's a turkey.
Uh-huh, turkey. There you go. You see, turkey. Good job.
Boy,
I think
I
that was
tell you,
Ann.
that was
Yep.
good.
You
Yep.
forgot that I taught kindergarten.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So you see, yep, you
That
just gotta
paid
work.
off for you, Ann.
Hey.
It sure did. Let's do, yeah, let's do a couple more. Okay. Oh, here's one. Okay. All right, let me start the timer. And I'm not going to be as direct, but let's see. Come on. Let's see.
Something green.
String bean? No.
A grill? Hmm.
You have 30 seconds.
Football.
Table.
Uh-huh, football.
Football.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
Yes.
I told you, Alex, I know stick people.
yeah.
Yes, me too, as you can see. All right, I love that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't. That's a weird looking football, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right, Alex.
well,
like-
I'm not, well, look, I have a free to call. I'm not a free to call. I wish I was, but.
Look like
That's okay.
I think you're doing great.
Oh, this is,
Yeah.
oh, thank you. This is a lot of fun, you all. Okay, let's
Yeah.
do two more. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Okay. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. Oh goodness.
Okay, here comes something else that
A
looks
table.
TV,
A chair.
freezer.
A bed.
a stove.
Oh,
Stove.
Oven, stove oven. Good job. Yeah.
Woo.
Good. You all did so good. That was the fastest one yet.
Yeah.
All right, love it. One more, you all. Let's see. Let's do. Let me. Oh, finding a difficult one is let's see difficult. Let's see if we can get this one. Okay. So this one. I believe in you all. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh goodness. Okay. Let's see.
You get the first 5 seconds.
Let's see. Let's see.
dinosaur.
United States.
Somebody going.
Dinosaur. Oh, let me see.
It is
A dog?
Thanksgiving related.
Oh, dang.
Thanksgiving related.
Let's see.
Family.
Or some people.
Going to visit.
Traveling.
Mm.
Traveling to
Grandma's house.
grandma. Yeah.
No.
Oh wow. Okay. So one hit. We kind of mentioned this a little bit yesterday. Well, not a little bit, but we mentioned something like this yesterday, and we watched a movie about something in regards to this. What again? One last chance. What do you all think it is?
Planting corn.
Thanksgiving around the world.
Well,
Oh well, look here it is. So if you
dinosaur.
notice, look at the right hand side. You see, it's a person, and their person is going somewhere. So what is this place, and what is the left place?
Going to the store.
Traveling to America.
And who traveled to America?
The English
Pilgrims.
traveling.
Yes, the Pilgrims.
Pilgrims
Pilgrims,
traveling
yeah.
to America. Okay.
Yes, you all were so close. I heard traveling, and then I was trying to make the arrow and such for you all. That it's good. I love it. That was so fun. Did you all like
Yeah.
this activity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, if you host your own meetings, you're able to also, do your own whiteboards as well. So thanks so much. It was so much fun doing Pictionary with you all. Okay.
You should see some of the stuff I drew on a blackboard.
I know, and yeah, thanks so much. You all had a lot of fun and lots of participation, so thank you so much.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Alex. Everybody have a
Thanks,
Mhm.
happy
Alex.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, yeah. So for our apps for today,
Thank
we have
you.
three. Yeah, no problem, you all. My pleasure. So for our apps for today, we're going to cover three apps that you all can utilize on your device for the last part of our session before our discussion. So we have some photo frames for you all, a puzzle, and some recipes. So I hope you enjoy. So first up, our first app is called Thanksgiving Photo Frames. You can create your photo with Thanksgiving frames is the best way to celebrate Thanksgiving and the holiday season before the arrival of Christmas Day. So you're going to go to the App Store on your device to download an app, as we always do for our advanced sessions. You're going to go to the App Store. So again, it's that blue icon with the white A in it. That's the App Store. That's how you download an app. You can hit the search button here. Again, my iPad is iPadOS 18. So my toolbar is here at the top, but you'll find that search or magnifying glass. You're going to type in the name or type of app that you would like to download, okay? Thanksgiving photo frames. You can hit the return key, search, and it's right here at the top right-hand side. So, you know, there are also similar apps that come up when you search for an app most of the times, but I'm gonna be looking at this one right here, Thanksgiving photo frames right here at the top right. I'm gonna hit the share button, and that's how you can share with your friends and family. You can mail it to them, you can iMessage it to them, you can even copy the link and paste it anywhere you'd like. So I'm gonna go to Zoom, go into the chat, and paste the link to this app. If you tap on the link for the app, it takes you straight to the App Store. So I recommend if you haven't checked it out already, which you can do so by just tapping on the icon in the daily emails that we send. When you tap on the app icon, it actually takes you to the page where you can download it and get the app. So we're going to open Thanksgiving photo frames and let's see what it has to offer. Okay, so again, make sure you follow the prompts there on the screen. So I'm going to hit allow for notifications, etc. And look at that, I'm going to hit photo frames. And when I do, these are some photo frames that you can use. So if you have a photo on your iPad, you can put it in one of these frames and you're able to share it with your friends and family. If I hit the back button here, let me hit more. Yeah, so there's other apps from the same developer. If you want to share the app from here, that's fine. Sometimes you may see an app or two, or sorry, not an ad or two when you utilize a free app. So just wait for the X to appear at the bottom or the top right or top left, etc. Then I'm gonna hit photo frames and I'm gonna choose a frame to use. Look at all these different options you all. Again, you can put any photo from your Photos app in here and you can make it really fun. So let's see. Just showing you all the options. I love a lot of these. So just showing you all the different ones that you can use. One with a bigger frame or a smaller frame, or I like this one. This one's pretty neat. So I tap on it. Okay, and I'm gonna use my gallery. So my photos from my Photos app. Again, this is an advertisement, so I'm gonna wait for the X here. And I'm gonna choose a photo from my Photos app. So let's just go with this one right here. It doesn't matter which photo, honestly. You can choose anyone that you like, and you can zoom in and out. So pinching my fingers, okay, pinching my fingers, I am able to zoom in and out. So I can make this bigger, fill the whole thing. You know, for me, I wouldn't want it to kind of look like this. It's, with the background and such, but I like this. So just using that as an example, if I go back and I can choose another one. Let's see, these fruits and veggies. So done, there you go. I can edit it, I can zoom in or zoom out. And look at that. And look at that, at the bottom you have, this is the editor. I can add text. So look at that, I can choose the color of the text and the font as well. So let me choose another font. Let me do this blue, let me do this one, hello. I hit the check mark. And look at that, I can move it, make it bigger if I want to. Again, just using the tools that you see in the app. And look at that, I can even write text in the photo and add it. There you go, something like that. I can add effects. So look, I can filter Yep, I can filter the, let's see, photo, so I can change how it looks in that manner. I can change, or I can add stickers. Oh, look at that. Isn't that a nice activity? I can add stickers here from the app, adjust the size. Again, make it bigger or adjust it. Isn't that neat? Okay, and you can choose a different frame if you'd like, but it looks like I'm pretty done for me. Again, you can always edit it, but at the top right, you see the check mark. It maybe it's covered a little bit by the ad, but look at the check marks here at the top right. Again, it's a free app, so you may see an ad or two, but I'm going to hit the X, and there you go, preview. And look at the top right, it says save. I could save. Yeah, this image to my Photos app, or I can hit the top right icon, and that is the share icon. I can share this directly. Go to my mail. Look, I can share the image directly by email. So if I send this to myself and send it, there you go. So that is Thanksgiving photo frames. You can use a frame here, any frame, add a photo, add text, effects, or other stickers if you like, and send them to your loved ones, okay? So I hope you like that app. If you are going to download it, check it out, share with your friends and family, or send a photo frame to your friends and family and everyone in between, please raise your hand in Zoom. Again, if you like this app, if you want to download it, put a picture in a frame and send it to your friends and family, everyone in between, please raise your hand or share, your thoughts in the chat as well, okay? Thanks so much. Yes, love all the hands. Thank you all so much for liking the app. I think it was quite interesting. Next up, very simple app for today, or these apps are pretty simple for today, but very fun. If you love Thanksgiving and enjoy a good jigsaw puzzle, this is a great app. Varying from 9 to 64 pieces, you can create dozens of magnificent and high quality puzzles await you. So we're gonna go to the App Store like we did before. I'm gonna hit the search and hit it once again and type in, let's see, Happy Thanksgiving Puzzle or puzzles. It's really, you don't have to be too specific, which is a good thing. So it's right here at the top right. There are also some other ones, like this one actually looks pretty fun right here. Another jigsaw game right here, but the one that we're gonna go over here is Happy Thanksgiving Puzzle. So you're gonna get the app, download it like before. I'm gonna hit the share icon and copy the link and share it with you all in Zoom. So again, you can tap on it, download the app while I go over it. And then, of course, after the session and tomorrow, any day you like, you can go over it yourself and see what you want to take advantage of. Okay, but let's open Happy Thanksgiving Puzzle. Very simple app. Let's go in there. Make sure you follow the prompts that come up on the screen. So there you go, today's puzzle. So they changed, they have a brand new puzzle every day that you can do. So look at this one. You can choose the amount of pieces that you want. So let's go for, let's see, a 16, but look, 64. That one looks pretty good, right? Pretty challenging, which I love. I love a good challenge, but it's also very relaxing. I love jigsaw puzzles. Let's go with the 16, and there you go. It's literally like doing a jigsaw puzzle, but just on your iPad. So my recommendation, well, for me, I always like to do like corners or sides. But the good thing about this app, it actually kind of shows you the borders, right? If they didn't show the borders, that would be a lot more difficult. But which is good. I love a challenge. But look, as soon as I drag a piece to the right spot, again, you can just keep looking. This piece, and it's like a straight up jigsaw on your device. I'm looking for edges. Look at the edge. That way I know it goes on the edges of the puzzle, right? This one looks like a top right corner piece, which it is. That one's a middle piece. This one's also a middle piece. Again, it has no edges, right? Let's see, this one does at the bottom. So it's probably this one. And as you go through the puzzle, and you'll see how best you complete puzzles. Everyone's a little different. But look at that. With it, just solved that puzzle. So I'm going to hit continue. I just finished that puzzle. But look at all these different puzzles that she can do. Isn't that neat, right? Let's go for this one. This one seems pretty difficult because everything looks the same, right, in this puzzle? So that one, yeah, let's go for 64. So yeah, 64 different pieces. So still, what I do is look at this is an edge piece right here. This one's also one, probably goes right there, and so on and so forth, right? So that is the Happy Thanksgiving puzzle app. Of course, there are other ones, but if you like that app, if you're going to check out this jigsaw puzzle, if you like jigsaw puzzles, especially this Thanksgiving themed one, please raise your hand in Zoom. And I hope you like this app. Again, sometimes, especially with the story that we read, the simple things can mean a lot, right? So this is a very simple app. It's just a jigsaw puzzle, but hey, who doesn't love a good jigsaw puzzle? Okay. Yep. And our last app for today, which I quite interesting, never heard of it before researching this for this session, is called Yummly. It's a recipes and meal planning app. It's a smart cooking app. It's designed for you. It uses AI to suggest recipes you'll love. The more you cook, the more helpful it gets based on your tastes. Okay. So again, with holidays coming around or right around the corner, tomorrow actually, some last minute recipes may, help you out in the end. So we're going to go to the App Store and hit the search button, and I'm going to search for Yummly. So Yummly. That's all I really need to type in because it pops up. I can tap on it or just hit search because, they're pretty unique with their names, but there's some other apps too. I love Tasty. We've covered that many times in the past. This New York Times cooking app looks fun. This one, even Samsung Food. Cook list right here, vegan recipes, meal planner, that looks interesting. Taste of Home, that one looks really cool. So there are many other apps, so I highly recommend you explore them and check them out, okay? But for Yummly, again, you can go into the app itself and check out information. So this is a very popular app. Some reviews, similar apps as well. So look, featured in, I love these articles. In the App Store, certain apps are featured in different articles. So look, this one is Plan Your Thanksgiving Meal. So these are some of the apps. So that's where I actually got this one from this article. This one's Earth Day. They also, have this app under this article, but also they have one itself for Yummly too. So look, when you're searching for recipes, the internet can be a daunting place. Yummly makes it more manageable. The app scours cooking sites, small blogs, and big publishers alike to create a personalized feed designed just for you and your stomach. That's a funny article. So yeah, just looking through. Again, I just copy the app. I am going to paste it here in the Zoom chat. But again, you can access these links from the daily email as well. Paste it, send it. And again, let's go into Yummly and see what it has to offer. Very simple app, but very useful. Yummly, let's go. Make sure you follow any of the prompts that come up. So no, I want notifications. And look at that, sign in and create a free profile. So I do recommend that you create a profile. So if you hit create free profile, you can continue with one of these it's called SSO, single sign-on procedures. So most likely I recommend that you use Apple because we all have an Apple ID. So if you continue with that, you can easily create an account. So give me one moment. I'm going to hit continue with Apple. And again, you make sure you follow any prompts. So it's asking for my Touch ID or your Apple ID password, whatever one that you utilize, okay? And it takes me to my brand new profile. So I'm gonna start sharing my screen once again. Again, make sure you hit continue with Apple when you get to that screen, okay? But going into the app, it says, what are your favorite cuisines? So for me, I love Asian, barbecue, Chinese. I mean, I love all of these. These are so good. But look at all these different options. I love Thai food, Spanish, Mediterranean is good, Japanese. Let's see, they even have Hawaiian in there, French. And you can always edit them. So let's just choose those. I'm going to hit next. Any dietary restrictions? hey, that's so great that they ask. Not all apps are going to ask this for specifically. So look, lacto vegetarian, ketogenic, paleo, pescatarian, vegan. For me, nothing necessarily for me, but that may be different for others, right? So I'm going to skip at any allergies. Blessed with no, I don't have any allergies, but again, some may do. So all you have to do is check out the option. But just in general, you may not have a wheat allergy, but you may not necessarily can have wheat. You may necessarily not able to have beans. You're not allergic to it. So I think this is also a great option as well. No allergies. Any foods to avoid? Great. I mean, I love it that you can choose foods to avoid because you may need to avoid them for whatever reason, like sugar or even olives, eggplants. It's really, if it applies to you, great. If not, then add disliked foods. I don't dislike that many things. Maybe Swiss cheese. I'm not a big fan of Swiss cheese, but look at that. You can add them, and once you do, you hit next. How would you describe your cooking skills? Well, I do love to throw down in the kitchen. So I would say I'm intermediate. I'm not going to say advanced, but I know a thing or two about making a meal. So look, thank you for telling us about yourself, personalizing your experience, determining. Yeah, thinking. You see what it's doing. Thanks for joining. Get personalized recipe recommendations, plan and schedule meals, learn with videos. Look at that. This is your recommended for you. Look at these recipes. Pilgrim chicken salad. Wow. Overview, ingredients. Look at that. Directions. My notes, nutrition. You can see all this information, reviews. Yeah, continue. Look at that. And when you do the directions, it takes you up every day, diabeticrecipes.com. Hey, I never knew there was a website for this. So you could just go to the website as well and look up other ones. Everyday diabetic recipes. My friend would love this website. So look at that. What you'll need, what to do. You just combine all the ingredients. How easy is that, right? I hit the back button. I can look at other ones too, our latest articles, like how to make the perfect baked potato or what to eat now, February, view all. I can look at all of these different articles, how to bake a perfect baked potato. So let's go in here. Let's see what's going on. They look pretty good. Okay, let me share my screen again. Sometimes that may be happening. Again, I'm using different windows in the app. So sometimes that may just affect the app, may affect the screen share, but that's okay. That's why we're coming back here. Okay. And look at this. I used to work with a guy who came to the office every morning, hair still wet from the gym, munching on a baked potato. There are many different ways. So the best way, look, you can read the information, best potato for baking, russet potatoes. So russet potatoes are best for baked potato. What temperature? I've seen baked potato recipes, 90 minutes to 2 hours in 300 oven. I find the potato skins to be lacking character. That's why I go with the less time in a hotter oven. At 450, you can bake a potato worth dreaming about in under an hour. So for a medium spud, roughly a half pounder, you can expect it to take 50 to 55 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it's you really get some great information, some great recipes. Like that's just a little bit of the app, right? But like recommended for you. Oh wow. Oh wow, look at that Nutella ice cream. I mean, that would be amazing. But this one looks slow cooker, lasagna, eggplant, pizza. That sounds really good. Fudge, Kahlua fudge. Love that. That's like Hawaiian chocolate. It's so good. Chocolate chess pie, roasted vegan Thanksgiving bowl. That looks really good. Ingredients. Again, look, I can add to a shopping list. What do I do if I hit buy? You will be buying all of the items in this recipe from Local Choice. What does that do? Again, going into the apps, sometimes you don't see every single, look at that, that's so cool. Look, you can Instacart it, you can, what's that, Harris Teeter it, you can Walmart it. You can actually like, kind of see the prices of the things too. Wow, that's amazing, right? that you can see this information right here. So you can kind of see how much those ingredients would cost at your favorite grocery store, okay? But look, you can hit the plus sign right here. I can add it to a meal plan. I can add it to a shopping list or add it to the collections. I can hit this top right icon and share it. So I can share this recipe. Look at that. I can share it. Oops, let's see. How amazing is that? So with this app, you can see your collections, you can see your meal planner, there's a shopping list you can create. You can connect. You can add a smart thermometer, set up connected kitchen. That's so cool, right? But look at that. With this app, you get different recipes. You can search for them. You can go through the app. Look at all these celebrity chef recipes. Meal planning tips, ideas for your meal plan, under 10 ingredients. Look at that, challah bread or challah bread. I love that. Highly rated, easy recipes, healthy recipes, dinner recipes. Oh my goodness. So with this app, again, I love it. You can find a very quick recipe to do in whatever fashion, ingredients you have. And you can also create collections, see how much things may be with the recipe directions, and you can even connect smart thermometers and create shopping lists with this app, okay? If you like this app, if you want to download it, if you want to take advantage of it, if you like all of the apps that we covered today or some of the apps, if you learned something new today, if you had fun today with our activities, please raise your hand in Zoom. Again, if you enjoyed this Yummly app, if you enjoyed all the apps today, if you had a lot of fun with our activities today, if you learned something new, if you enjoyed our session, if you're looking forward to our 12 o'clock Navajo culture call, if you're looking forward to our Thanksgiving program today, please raise your hand in Zoom. Okay, well, while you do that, we'll be having our overview and discussion. So again, you can share any thoughts or comments for the session today, and or you can also share your answers to one or more of these questions. What is one new fact that you learned today, and what was your favorite part of today's session? What app or apps are you interested in trying out, and why? And how will you celebrate Thanksgiving in 2024? So again, if you'd like to answer one of these questions and or share any comments or general thoughts for the session today, please raise your hand in Zoom. But it was so fun to create. We tried something new with that Pictionary. I hope you enjoyed the story, some fun facts, and just we had a ton of fun this morning. So we'll certainly continue with that for the sessions for today. Okay, first up is Yvonne. Thanks so much for joining us. What would you like to share?
Oh, thank you, Alex. Well, I enjoyed the story, and thank you, because that took a lot of breath to read that entire story, but it was delightful. And from that story, I think the moral of the story is kindness begets kindness. So I like that part of it. And with respect to the apps, I found them all to be very exciting. I'd like to share the puzzle apps with my great grandkids. They're quite young, only 3 and 4, but they might be able to do the puzzles with fewer pieces.
Yeah.
And yes, and for myself, I would like to try the Thanksgiving photo frames. And I guess I could insert a picture of myself in one of those frames.
Anything. You can put any picture as long as it's in your Photos app. You can put it in that frame. You can add text. You can add little stickers or, change how it's viewed, like the filters and stuff. So it's, yes, you can do any photo that you'd like.
Yes, all 3 of those apps were wonderful, but I'm definitely going to try the Thanksgiving app during this season for sure. So thank you so much, Alex, for sharing these with us today. And I'll celebrate Thanksgiving. I had a Zoom call, my first Zoom call that I hosted on Sunday. So I'm very thankful that I was able to do that. And that was a highlight of 2024 for me.
And same here. No, I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm so glad you enjoyed the session today. And we'll be hearing more from you later on today.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Yvonne. Have a great rest of your morning.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Again, just make sure if you'd like to share any thoughts before we end for today, don't forget to raise your hand. Would love to hear any receptions to our session today. Mr. Raymond, thanks so much for joining us. What would you like to share?
I share Yvonne's sentiments. I like all the apps, Alex. The one I favor the most though is the recipe app.
I love it.
Because
it's so interesting.
it gives so much information, and it simplifies it. You don't have to worry about making a shopping list and go, shopping. It does everything. All you gotta do is go get the food and follow the directions, ABC. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing. I always am enlightened when I come on your Zooms.
Well,
So
thank you so much,
very
Mr.
much.
Raymond. I really appreciate that. And just for everyone, make sure you keep checking our daily emails and information and just take advantage. It's so much fun, and it's I hope that it's a two-way street. So I learn a lot and you all learn a lot. So it's we both benefit.
I always go to the calendar, Alex, and look for the link. And when I don't, and when I went there today and didn't see the link, I said, "Oh my goodness, where am I going to find this?" So that was another. I've never entered it through the emails before.
Yeah, but that's how you get to see what's going on. You get to read the description. You get to see who's on, etc. And also the other information in there. So just make sure you check out that daily email. That's how you get to know what's going on. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem, Mr. Raymond. Have a great rest of your day.
You as well.
Yeah, I see some chats here. Enjoy it. Thank you. Must go eat. Yes, ready for later. I know. Yeah, ready for later. Ready for later. Looking through I see your hand. I got you. Okay. I was just looking through the chat. The story says kindness begets. Yes, it does. It pays to do good. It sure does. It was a great story. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts in the chat, you all. But yeah, just look at all these turkey recipes, you all. You could do with stuff or without stuffing. You could do Cajun one, oven roasted. You could do Asian turkey. You could do, look at that. So leftover turkey salad. It looks really good. So again, this app, I love this recipes app myself. I love all of them, but I really think the Yumly can definitely be used year round. All right, and I think our last hand for today, because we got to get ready for our 12 and our 1:30, is from Miss Brenda T. Thanks so much for joining. What would you like to share?
I like the jigsaw puzzles. I like the colors. And I just like to make pictures out of them.
Me too. It's like
I just like them. I like that app to go into and find all the puzzles that they had.
And there was I kept going down. I didn't even get all the way down. So there's so many different colors and pictures, and it feels like you're putting the pieces together. It's really satisfying, really calming, and it really makes you think, because you got to know where each piece goes in the puzzle, or you got to figure that out and test things out. So it's a very much a calming experience.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Brenda. You have a wonderful rest of your morning. Well, once again, I had so much fun creating this session, and for all your participation, especially for activities or apps for today. And it's just a sneak peek of our Thanksgiving for today. Of course, yesterday we had Chenalyn on. It was so interesting learning about the history of plants. Hopefully today was a fun-filled Thanksgiving, just some general apps. Of course, we'll cover some more this afternoon amongst some other things as well. But I had so much fun. I really enjoy working with you all and having fun playing games. And I really hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday. Again, we still have our 12 and 1:30 today, but I hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving with your friends and family and everyone between as well. And just know that, hey, with there's so many different apps and things that you can do on your device. I know I'll be taking advantage of my iPad throughout the break and having some fun making calls, FaceTimes, and just taking advantage of some of the apps that we mentioned today. Other than that, thank you all so much for attending. I'll see you all at 12 with Lou in our 1:30 program. Have a wonderful and safe rest of your morning, and see you all at 12. Thanks so much, and have a
Thank
great
you.
rest of your morning. Thank
Thank you.
you. It was so
Thank you.
fun.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you at 12.
See you all at 12 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
But they got 12.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.